So, what if the key to solving our biggest global threats isn't found in some stuffy government summit, but at a vibrant festival in Quito, Ecuador? Okay, let's dive into a story about a gathering that aimed to do nothing less than write a whole new chapter for our collective future.
Picture this, high up in the Andes, in the city of Quito, something really special was happening. And believe me, this was way more than just a conference. It was a real convergence of energy, culture, and ideas.
So back in March of 2026, communicators, journalists, and activists from all over Latin America came together for the third Juntanza Festival. And that name, Juntanza, well, it pretty much says it all. It means coming together, a joining of forces.
And just look at the spirit here. You can practically feel it through the screen. Over 300 people came together for this thing, and it was just electric, full of energy, collaboration, and so much cultural expression. It was all about connection.
So it makes you wonder, right? What's the common thread? What pulls so many different people from so many different places to this one spot in Quito?
Well, the answer's right there in the festival's mission, for communication from our America. You see, it's all about reclaiming the power of storytelling, taking back the microphone,
Let's break that down a bit. This festival is a space for community, grassroots, and alternative communication. So we're not talking about your typical corporate top-down media here. No way. This is about seeing communication as this incredibly powerful tool, something political, cultural, and social that serves the people.
And that's the ultimate goal right there. The festival is like a workshop for building a brand new story, a story that starts from the perspective of what's often called the Global South, from our America, and is then shared with the whole world. Because, and this is so important, where a story is told from matters just as much as the story itself. It changes everything.
Okay, so that's the big idea. But what does it actually look like in practice? Well, they had panels on everything from environmental justice to indigenous rights, but let's zoom in on one conversation that shows just how high the stakes really are. The topic turned to, well, one of the most serious threats humanity has ever faced.
Yep, they dove right into nuclear weapons and existential threats. And the panel was a powerhouse. We're talking leading voices like Carlos Umana from ICANN, the Nobel Peace Prize-winning campaign, alongside dedicated journalists and researchers. A really heavy-hitting group.
Right out of the gate, journalist Norbert Suchanek set a pretty stark tone. He basically said, look, we're in the most dangerous nuclear crisis ever. And the folks we're supposed to trust for safety and information, politicians and the mainstream media, he says they've completely failed us.
Then, David Anderson from Pressenza, he took it a step further. He highlighted the personal cost of all this. It's not just about politics, he warned. This constant threat is destroying the human spirit. It is literally stealing our very sense of a future.
And finally, Carlos Umana just laid it out there with chilling clarity. He said, look, it's a simple choice. It's a binary decision. We either have a future without nuclear weapons or nuclear weapons lead to our extinction. That's it. There's no middle ground.
Can you just imagine sitting in that room, full of young university students, hearing these dire warnings? But the weight of that message, it didn't lead to silence. In fact, it sparked a really crucial conversation.
And this right here, this is the turning point. A question came up from these young communicators. Not what should governments do, but what can we do? See that little word, we? It's a powerful shift. It's moving from being a passive victim of a grim future to being an active participant in changing it. And the answer that came back wasn't about traditional politics or lobbying. It was about something way more fundamental. Something that every single person in that room had the power to do. Build a new narrative.
And this is what makes Juntanza so unique. Even while they're staring into the abyss, confronting the ultimate tools of destruction, the entire spirit of the festival was pointed towards creation, towards life, towards building something new.
So, the answer, it's about changing our whole perspective. Here's the core takeaway from the festival. Changing the story is just as vital as changing the policy. The message to those communicators was crystal clear. You are not just reporters documenting a civilization in decline. You are the architects of a new, more human civilization that's struggling to be born.
I mean, this group photo really says it all, doesn't it? This work isn't for a select few. It's going to take all of us. It requires every voice, especially the ones that have been pushed to the margins for so long, all coming together to tell the story of a different future. A future built on life and nonviolence.
Which leaves us with a final powerful thought. The story of our future is being written every single day, with every action we take, every story we choose to tell. So the real question isn't just for them, it's for all of us. Who do you want holding the pen?